And Layla, unmute yourselves if you would.
All right, you're starting, Jim. You're still muted.
There we go. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Unity of West Lynn, Oregon, United States, and the world. It's a beautiful sunny morning, and hope it is where you are as well. I know Jenna is, because she's out there glorying in the sun. We will start with the Unity's daily word, and today's daily word is world peace. I contribute to peace in the world. When I learn of conflict in my community or in the world, my response may be frustration, sadness, or anger. If I have those feelings, I remember that I am more than merely human. I am a living expression of God, heir to all that God is. I use my divine faculties of wisdom, understanding, and love to create the abiding peace that is my birthright. Centered in divine peace, I realize that every person is as much an expression of God as I am. As differences dissolve in a way that transcends human understanding, I come to know oneness with all the world's people. I let this realization shape my response to every person and every situation. In an awareness of my oneness with all people, my thoughts, words, and actions contribute to peace in the world.
Thank you, Jim. Let's take that within and use that as a way to open in prayer. So imagining and bringing into your awareness within that peace, that deep inner peace that is always there, but sometimes forgotten. So breathe in and breathe into the peace that is right there in your heart center. And as you let that breath go, feel your whole body relax into that peace. Breathe in again. Breathe in that peace. And as you breathe out, that peace becomes love in your world. And though you may be sitting all by yourself or with your partner, your family, and the whole world seems to be so far apart, in fact, we are all one, connected in the very breath of God. So let yourself really know this day that the breath of God is breathing you and breathing peace into and from you. We are so blessed. Thank you, Divine Spirit. And so it is. Amen.
And we have our wonderful musician, Layla, to lead us in some music.
Thank you. So I invite you to raise your voice loud, but keep muted, so you'll only hear yourself and me. And those of you that are together with your partner, you guys could feel free to harmonize and practice that. I think that'd be great. Let's start with a beautiful piece called Sanctuary. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Join in as you learn it. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. One more time. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Thank you.
You need to unmute, Jim.
Whoops. All right.
You muted. There you go.
There we go. Can you hear me? All right. Welcome to anyone who is new to our service today. We have several announcements and activities to remind you of. Sunday, today, and in the future, all donations can be made by the PayPal button at the bottom of the home page at our website. And if you don't have this, you might write this down, www.worldhealing.org. I'll say that again, www.worldhealing.org. Or, of course, you can send in a check by mail to the Unity Center at 20255 Willamette Drive, West Lynn, Oregon, 97068. And at some point, that information will also be up on the screen. When you hit the chat button, you'll see some information off to the side. This afternoon, right after the service, not right after the service, but at 1 o'clock, we will have a very important town hall meeting in which you can also use this same meeting ID number to get into. Those of you who are on here already have the ID number, so good for you, and we hope to see you at 1 o'clock for the town hall meeting. Okay, coming up, Sharon is leading another online Spirit Circle with healing messages from Spirit on Sunday, May 17th. That's 2 Sundays from now, from 6:30 to 8:30 on Zoom. This event is offered on a donation basis, and she suggests a donation between $12 and $20. Donations are going to the Unity Center. Go to Unity Facebook or our website or Unity Meetup, or find the info on our e-news for the Zoom link if you're interested in Sharon's Spirit Circle 2 weeks from today. The Course in Miracles group is currently meeting online. Connect with Paris for that information. Her phone number is in the e-news, so get that, take a note of that and give her a call if you are interested in the Course of Miracles. If you're not on the e-news email list, send a request to Sharon at westlynnunity@gmail.com. I'll give that again, westlynnunity, all one word, @gmail.com. The men's group and women's group will be meeting by Zoom. The group leaders will be sending out the meeting ID number to their groups so that they can meet at their appointed time. And I was going to say place, but the place will be your house. The book study group for Quantum Warrior is on hold for now. The study is almost finished, but Marilee says that she will be happy to lead another if she has 4 or more interested people. So let Marilee know if you are interested. Next week, our speaker will be Reverend Christine Green on Mother's Day. Obviously, and to much disappointment, the men's group will not be doing their Mother's Day brunch. Anyway, Reverend Christine Green on Mother's Day and our own Jan Carruthers on the 17th of May. So thank you for your attention to those announcements. And at this point, we get up and we give group hugs and greet each other and eventually sit back down as Layla sings us another song.
Good job, everyone. So I feel like I would love for you to sing again. Just leave yourself muted, and this is a more upbeat sing along. Get our blood pumping a little bit. I sing my love to the world. Okay? I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I dance my joy, I dance my joy, I dance my joy, I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy, I dance my joy, I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy, I dance my joy, I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy, I dance my joy, I dance my joy into the world. I spread my peace, I spread my peace, I spread my peace into the world. I spread my peace, I spread my peace, I spread my peace into the world. I spread my peace, I spread my peace, I spread my peace into the world. I spread my peace, I spread my peace, I spread my peace into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. Last time, I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world.
Thank you, Layla. And before we have our speaker today, Reverend Cheryl Mays, we will read the Unity Mission, which is in the bulletin that you have in front of you. Of course it is. But it will be appearing on your screen here. There it is. So let's together recite our mission. The Unity Center is a ministry where people of all ages, backgrounds, and beliefs celebrate the one common spiritual thread that lives in every heart. Thank you. We are blessed today to have Reverend Cheryl Mays with us, and who will be giving our message for today. Reverend Cheryl is not only our transition minister and is helping our church through our present challenges, but is also the former minister of the Yakima Unity Center and has a wealth of experience, a lifetime, really.
It's getting longer every day.
And so we are blessed to have her with us for her message today. Cheryl, it's yours.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you. So I don't know if you have noticed a word that is being used quite a lot lately. It's the word liminal. Have any of you heard that word or seen that word used? Liminal. If any of you are part of Father Richard Rohr's daily blog, he did a whole week on liminal space this last week. He's a Franciscan monk and a wonderful author. And what liminal means is the in-between place in human experience, where you're not here and you're not there. You're just kind of stuck in this middle place. And it's like a senior that wrote in our Unleashed part of the Yakima Herald. That's all written by high school students. And she actually mentioned that she felt like we were all in a liminal space, and she felt it because she was a senior who was graduating, but there was not going to be any graduation. And I think it's a lot like us meeting here on Zoom and yet not really being able to be together, not being able to do those hugs and handshakes that we're used to doing. That in-between place. It's also much like the disciples after Jesus's resurrection. There were about 120 of them, it says in Acts 2, who were all holed up in this one house. And the windows were all shut for safety because they were fearing for their lives. You know, they didn't know if they'd come after them, if the authorities would come after them like they did Jesus. They didn't have a clue about what they were supposed to do next. I mean, they had lost their leader. Who were they now? And it was so danged stuffy in that house with all the windows closed and all those people. On top of everything, some were saying that they had seen the risen Christ, that he had appeared to them. And others hadn't seen that, and so they were having a hard time believing it, and so they were beginning to separate themselves as well into different sides. And discouragement was setting in. What now? That's what liminal spaces are like. Now, we are not all in one room, but sometimes we do feel trapped, don't we, by this whole sheltering in place thing? And we feel separated from one another and uncertain about our own future as well as the future of this community. Now, Susan Beaumont wrote a book recently, and it's entitled How to Lead When You Don't Know Where You're Going. How to lead where you don't know where you're going, leading in a liminal season. She's worked with many, many churches of all denominations, and she says that we are in a new time. We are in a liminal season. And she says there are 3 parts to this liminal season, this liminal experience. The first part is a sense of separation. We're definitely feeling that physically right now. But the separation was even beginning earlier with many churches, it has, where we feel like our old identity is slipping away. Like the disciples losing their teacher. Who are they without their rabbi? That our old status has changed. Like workers out in our nation who no longer can do their work. Like our Unity Center losing members and wondering if you can keep going. Can you regain the vitality that you all remember? So that's the beginning. And then you find yourself in the liminal period itself, which Beaumont says is a disorienting period of non-structure or anti-structure. But here's the good part, that opens new possibilities, no longer based on the old ways. New identities are explored, new possibilities are considered. Like what we're doing in the town hall meeting that we had 2 weeks ago and what we're going to do in the town hall meeting today. We begin to look, who are we now? And where are we going to go? What do we want to do? Yes, it is disorienting and sometimes dismaying. And yet it is also filled with creative potential. Can we stand at the threshold of the unknown? Here's what we did know. Can we stand at the threshold of the unknown and stay connected with the goodness of God, which is ever present and ever powerful in us? So we have separation and then the liminal period, and eventually we come out into a reorientation, a reforming period where we adopt a new identity. We discover new strengths and a new status and design new structures even that fit our emerging identity. Now, there's one thing you might want to know, and it may or may not help you feel better in this particular period, and that is that spiritual communities of all faiths are finding themselves in this liminal season. There are lots of changes. There's some crumbling apart. And there's also lots of opportunity to learn to pray with one another and to seek new ways to be faith communities. Let me just give you one other example so that you don't feel like you are the only ones that are struggling. One of our big Unity churches was Overland Park Unity Church in the Kansas City area. Have any of you ever been there or heard of it? I mean, they've had amazing leaders over the years. Overland Park used to be over 1,000 people on a Sunday. And they are now down to under 200. And they sold their building and are renting somewhere else. And learning, who are they now? That's part of this liminal time. So what got Jesus' followers out of that stuffy place of fear and uncertainty? Well, it wasn't a listening circle. It wasn't a great organizational plan. It wasn't even a new leader among them. It was a rush of wind, the breath of God that came pouring into that room, that place, even with the windows closed. And that breath of God restored their faith. They had, again, a deep knowing that God was with them, and a new knowing that the Spirit of Jesus was in each one of them. As Paul wrote later, Christ in me, Christ in us, the hope of glory. That breath of God also restored their love for one another, for all the people who were out there on the streets, for the whole world. And that breath of God brought new inspiration. So that's what inspiration is all about, being breathed, inspiring divine love that surprised them with joy and helped them discover life that could be lived in a whole new way with full and generous hearts. So we start thinking about when we come out of these liminal times that we're in, will we go back to normal? I don't know if any of you saw this by Brene Brown, the wonderful sociologist, but she wrote a little piece about normal. She said, after dealing with this COVID-19, we will not go back to normal. Normal never was. Our pre-corona experience was not normal, other than we normalized greed, inequity, exhaustion, depletion, extraction, disconnection, confusion, rage, hoarding, hate, and lack. Ugh! We should not long to return, my friends, Brene says. We are being given the opportunities to stitch a new garment, one that fits all of humanity and nature. So what do you imagine for your life after the coronavirus pandemic passes? When we had our recent celebration of Earth Day, it had me thinking about what would I be willing to do to keep the skies clear of pollution? Am I going to run back and drive everywhere where I love to do? Maybe I get a car that doesn't use so much gas. What can I do to bring our waters back to health? To love those I've been afraid to love, to feel more free to share my blessings with others. Wouldn't those be worthy conversations for us to have? And not just to talk, but to develop our own action steps as a community. How will life at the Unity Center of West Lynn be after COVID-19? Well, it won't be the same. As Brene said, there's no going back to the old normal. We are standing at a threshold, and Spirit is beckoning us forward. Remember those words from the 12th century Sufi poet Rumi. The breeze at dawn has secrets to tell you. Don't go back to sleep. You must ask for what you really want. Don't go back to sleep. People are going back and forth across the door sill where two worlds touch. The door is round and open. Don't go back to sleep. What would being awake look like for this spiritual community? Well, much like the 5 core values that we all hashed out together at the end of January. Remember those? We haven't had a chance to talk about them much. Being awake and alive means that all of you together are in loving connection. That's why you pushed beyond your comfort zones, isn't it? To learn Zoom so you can get together because you miss each other, you love each other. So begin to imagine some other wonderful ways that you can be in loving connection when you can actually be together in the same place again. 2, you are joyful. I see your joy. When you laugh together, when you celebrate prayers answered and growth happening, when you not only pray but you play together, well, joy is a magnet, and others will be drawn to your lightness of being. Are we having any fun yet? 3, you are courageous. You are willing to have the crucial conversations needed to find your way forward. And I suspect that more courage will be called for in the days and the months ahead, because it can be scary when we face into the unknown. A community that makes it safe to risk together. Isn't that a paradox? Safe to risk. But you can do that with each other to make it safe to risk together, because then you can build trust and strength to move forward with imagination and faith. 4th, you are reaching out in service. That's always been an important part of who you are as the Unity Center, hasn't it? You care about others, and you are always and continue to reach out to meet needs in this community, even during this time. What might the world be calling all of you to do together to help people rebuild after this global lockdown? World Healing Center, isn't that how you began? It's part of your DNA, something you never want to lose. And 5th, you are awake as you are celebrating our common spiritual source. This is why you could have so much fun with Rabbi Brian last week. It's why you can embrace the healing touch of Reiki, why you love learning about spiritual masters from many faith traditions, because we are all one. And Earth herself longs for us to figure out how connected we are so that she can continue to have some relief. We are all connected, not only to one another, but to the source, to the all that is, to the divine, the one mind, whatever you call that. And that source is all good and only love. This is the foundation on which the Unity Center rests. It is how you will show up in whatever future you dream together. You are in loving connection. You are joyful. You are courageous. You are reaching out in service, and you are celebrating our common spiritual source. Rumi says, the door is round and open. Don't go back to sleep. This is the time of our awakening. I love you.
Thank you, Cheryl. Will you lead us in meditation, please?
will indeed. So in this openness to the breath of God, let's just center in. And we center in by breathing, don't we? And I'd like us, even though on airwaves you usually don't have silence, I would like for us to just take some time to listen. To listen within to whatever spirit might prompt within your heart and your soul. Holy One, we are grateful for the silence, for this worldwide pause that helps us to come back to an awareness of who we really are and how we want to be in this world. We are grateful for community, for spiritual community, for those who understand our love and longing to know oneness. We are grateful, O God, for all it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Cheryl, for that wonderful message that you gave us this morning. This is a time where we would normally have our gifts and tithings in our hands and getting ready for the basket to be passed. And I believe, Sharon, if you have the, there we go. Well, no, offerings. There we go. And that's, if you will read that and take the appropriate action, we would all be grateful. So we thank you for your thoughtfulness, your kindness, and your generosity. The intention of the Unity Center in our 30th year, believe it or not, the Unity of West Lynn is now 30 years old. The intention statement is, Spirit-led, we are co-creating a vibrant, inclusive ministry, welcoming and supporting everyone on their spiritual journey. And I know it's going to take a minute or two for some of you to work through the system to hit that donate button, but nevertheless, let's say our offering prayer. Thank you, Sharon. God's love in me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you. And we are speaking of blessings. We have the blessing of Layla Murphy. Give us some additional music.
Yeah, thank you. So again, let's sing together something we haven't sung in a while. If you don't know it, you will catch right along. I invite you to stay muted. And I release and I let go. Do we really need to do that? All right. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release, I let go. I let the spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Good job, everyone.
Thank you, Layla. We are grateful for all of you who have attended today, and also all those who couldn't be with us today. We have several sources that you can avail yourself of, all on the computer. Obviously, the website that I gave you earlier, www.worldhealing.org. And also, if you have a special need for prayer, www.silentunity.org. I don't know how many of you may have used that in the past, but it's a wonderful resource. And also, of course, Unity itself, www.unity.org. All good resources to help us through these challenging times, and hopefully you will be able to receive just what you need from those resources. Marilee, come on up to the front and help us blow out the candle. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. And we know that the light never goes out because we are the light. Okay, prayer of transformation. The light of God is in us. The love of God moves through us. The power of God transforms us. And the presence of God is who we are. Wherever we go, God is, and all is well. Don't forget, we are reconvening at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Same meeting ID number. And we hope to see all of you back then. All right, Layla, you can lead us in the peace song.
There we go. I welcome you to sing your hearts out with the mute, still muted. Thank you. We're learning together. All right, here we go. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with who? With me.
Thank you, everyone, and see you all back at 1 o'clock.
No. Okay. Come back. And maybe just stay muted and stay there. I don't know. Or do we come back? I don't know. Jen? Oh, I see. Wait a minute. She's muted. Okay. All right. I don't think everybody. Hello. Hi, Jan.
Yes.
Do we leave the meeting now and sign in again?
Yeah, you use the same entry as you
Okay.
used earlier. They
Okay.
just kept the same message. So you're free to roam.
Okay.
So
Thanks.
good to see you both. Jeff, how are you doing? Gone. Victoria, can you hear me? Victoria? Thanks, Sharon. Sharon, can you hear me? Hello? B, we'll see you later. Bye, Jim Newcomer. Nice to see you. Bye, everybody. Sharon, nice work. I don't think you can hear me, but nice work. Okay, everybody, I'm out of here.